Good evening and welcome to the Dave Ray Show. I'm your host, Dave Ray, here with Karen Niedergeses, who is the executive director of the shelter. How are you, Karen?
Yes, I'm good.
Good. Well, it's great to have you on the show. I've been looking forward to this for a while. We've had some scheduling conflicts, so we finally were able to get you on the show. So let's talk about the shelter. What is the shelter?
Okay, so the shelter is a domestic violence shelter. So we serve victims of domestic violence and their children. So a lot of people, when they think just about shelter, they think that maybe we're just a homeless shelter, and we're not. We wish we had a homeless shelter, but we actually serve people that are homeless due to domestic violence.
Wow.
So that kind of gets women and children off the street.
Right.
And that's what we focus on.
Wow, that's awesome. So how many people have you served in the past year?
So in emergency shelter, we have served 44 adults and 21 children. That means have actually lived in our shelter. And then we've served 200 other families with other services. So that means like we provide clothing, food, gift cards, hotel nights. Maybe someone's just in a situation for a night, so you don't want to uproot kids in a situation and bring them into shelter, expose them to other things. If we can maybe just do one hotel night or two hotel nights and get them through a situation, or we provide sometimes plane tickets, sometimes bus tickets. Sometimes we do case management. They don't actually need shelter, but they need our services.
Yes.
We do that.
So how do you work with Kids Place? Because you're kind of talking about kids, and I know their office is directly across the street from your office, so that kind of works out. So how do you work with Kids Place?
Okay, so the Kids Place serves abused children. That means physical abuse or sexual abuse. So most of our kids have either been physically or sexually abused or witnessed it. So, I mean, that is hard to say.
Yes.
And that's hard to swallow, and we don't want to think about that every day. But that's why there's a need for us. And that's why there's a need for the Kids Place. So how we work with them is if we have a situation or a family that needs Kids Place services. So we see, we do evaluation, and we see that there has been trauma, that they need those services. We refer to them. We may get law enforcement involved. We may get DCS. We may get the DA's office, just whoever can help us best fit those services for that family.
Wow. So going back to the people you've served, in the past 2 years, have you seen an increase of people you're needing to serve?
So, well, two things kind of go with that. So when I took over the shelter 3.5 years ago, there wasn't a lot of awareness. So it's hard for me to say if COVID did that or if awareness did that.
Right.
You know, like October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yes.
So we've done that now for 3 years. So all over our counties we serve, you see signs that say we support the shelter.
Right.
Well, obviously, when we do that, yes, we do that as a fundraiser, but we also do that to cause awareness. So yes, we've served more people, but I don't know if it's COVID or if we're just doing our job and raising awareness.
I got you. So you're talking about awareness. How can the community be involved with the shelter?
So there's many different ways that you can get involved. So my favorite thing how the community can be involved is obviously we are community funded and we love, financial support, but I love for the community to get involved and do a serve event because we have an actual shelter and we have an office and they are hard to keep up, especially with a small team that we have. So we do serve events. We try to do them every 2 to 3 months where maybe some people get together. Maybe it's a business. We had Bank of Frank Ewan's Youth Advisory Board come.
Yes.
We've had churches come. We've had multiple just different, maybe a Sunday school class or whatever come. And they get together, a civic group, and they get together and maybe 10 or 12 people come and they help us clean out our basement. They help us organize our donations. They help us maybe clean the shelter. We've had several churches come and do maintenance and things on our house.
Wow.
And that helps us so much. And that 2 to 3 hours, 10 to 20 people can get done more than we can in months.
Yes, that's understandable. There is power in many hands.
There is power in many hands.
So what are your hours? Because I know you might have office hours, but I don't know about the hours if somebody needs your services.
Okay. So someone from our team is on call 24/7.
Wow. Okay.
So I talk about this a lot. Domestic violence does not happen from the hours of 8 to 4. So one of our team is on call all the time. We all have our nights that we take, all our weekends that we take. So that's the reason sometimes our office hours are a little flexible. Like today is a Friday. Well, we don't do office on Fridays because someone is always on call.
Right.
So
that's awesome.
We're on call all the time.
Awesome. Well, we will be right back after this quick commercial break.
Introducing Cloud9 Fiber to Lawrenceburg. We take great pride in being the only locally owned and operated internet company within Lawrenceburg and Lawrence County. We're now offering up to gigabit services with plans starting at $50 per month. Surf the internet with blazing fast speeds and reliability, all while keeping your investment within Lawrence County. For more information, visit cloud9fiber.com to request for us to build your area next.
Ray's Produce and More's, a family-owned and operated produce house located at the west end of Lawrence County, Tennessee. Ray's Produce offers a large selection of fresh and local produce and much more. Headed to Laurel Hill Lake, we offer a great selection of fishing bait and live worms too. Stop in Monday through Saturday from 9:30 to 5:30 for exceptional customer service and even better produce. Visit us at 42 Chisholm Crossing, Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, or give us a call at 931-629-0717. Don't forget, you can find us on Facebook too.
Industrial LED Lighting is Middle Tennessee's choice for quality, affordable lighting solutions. With many years of experience and many satisfied customers, Industrial LED stands ready to serve you. Our large variety of high-quality products and great customer service ensures that you always walk out satisfied. Industrial LED Lighting is located at 319 Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg. Stop in today and let us serve you. Industrial LED Lighting, we are the light.
And we're back with Karen Niedergeses, who is the executive director of the shelter. So let's talk about funding. Where does that funding come from?
So about 4 years ago, the shelter went through a transition where they went from where they were state and federally funded. We are now completely community funded.
That is awesome.
So we actually just did like our end of the year numbers. Even though our actual fiscal year goes from July to June, we like to do January to December.
Right.
That way we know where we are as far as a board.
Yes.
So we brought in last year a little over $200,000.
Wow.
Just community funded.
Wow.
Just people giving monthly. That's $25 a month. That's
Wow.
$50 a month. That's $100 a month. Maybe that's a one-time check. Whatever. Just people giving
Wow.
monthly added up to that.
That is awesome. That just tells you the power that Lawrence County has to be able to come around an organization that's supporting a good cause and taking care of people and fund that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's awesome to hear those numbers.
Yeah.
So Crossroads, that kind of comes into your funding as well, right?
Yes. So Crossroads is our store. It is a women's clothing store. So that is how we clothe our women that are in our shelter. That's also how we clothe anybody that contacts us that is in a situation, whether that, there is, United Church is the jail ministry, and maybe people get out of jail and they have a job interview. Well, they need clothes.
Right.
So we provide them
awesome.
clothes. Maybe someone is just on the street. Maybe a church run into somebody and they don't, they're homeless. They're not a victim of domestic violence, but we don't want to leave those people, clothesless. So we provide those clothes. There was a situation last week where someone was in a doctor's office and they had holes in their shoes. And the doctor was actually one of our board members. And he texted me and was like, hey, can we help this person? 100%. So we help anybody that is in need through Crossroads.
Wow.
And it is completely volunteer ran.
Which is awesome.
Completely.
That is awesome.
It's amazing. So last year, Crossroads brought in, I think it was around $27,000 back into the shelter.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
My mind automatically when you said, I was like 15,000. Then you said 27. Wow.
So it's like thrift clothes
Mhm.
at a discount. So you can go in there and shop. You can donate your clothes. I mean, it's just an amazing. I mean, it's a
good
God thing.
community. That's like another organization in and of itself.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
So, what events do you have coming up? I know you do different things throughout the year.
Yeah. So the shelter has two main things
Mhm.
throughout the year. One, we have a partnership dinner, always typically the first Thursday in March. So it's March the 3rd this year. It will be hosted at Faith Church
Wow.
this year. So we're really excited for
Yes.
that. We get to use the venue for free,
Mhm.
so that's exciting.
That's awesome.
But so we have a partnership dinner, and that is a night full of testimonies of
Mhm.
people that we have actually served. And it is a very heartfelt
Mhm.
and deep night, and people get to give pledges
Yes.
and say, okay, I'll partner with the
Mhm.
shelter. I'll give $25 a month. I'll give $500 a year,
Mhm.
whatever. And that's kind of how we base our year.
Mhm.
So this is our 5th year to have that.
Wow.
The first year we raised, I think it was around $12,000 to $13,000,
Wow.
and last year we raised $78,000.
You just blew that goal out of the water, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Again, it just amazes me, and it's not just the shelter when I'm saying this. It's all of these other community
Yeah.
organizations too. It's Lawrence County is so powerful when it comes to raising money and helping organizations who are helping other people.
Yeah. Very loving.
So, where do you see the shelter in 5 years?
So we actually have a goal for this year to secure another house in one of our counties that we serve, because we serve Lawrence, Giles, Wayne, and Lewis County. So Lawrence, Wayne, and Lewis County do not have a domestic violence shelter in their county.
Wow.
Now, we serve them, but that means, so say you have someone that is a victim of domestic violence, say you have a person with 2 kids, and they don't have a vehicle. Well, we have to find them transportation, or they have to, and then you have kids having to change schools, and I don't know. You just have a lot goes along with that. So we could serve more people if we could secure another house. So our goal this year is to secure another location in one of those counties.
Wow.
We might not be in it, but we want to secure it.
Right. I mean, it's amazing. It really is. And I think that's all the questions that I have. Is there anything you want to add to tell everybody watching?
I mean, I'm just, I've done this job for 3.5 years now. It was a huge leap of faith when I took it over. And I just want to say that our community is wonderful. Our surrounding communities are wonderful.
Yes.
I feel so thankful every day to do this job. I can't imagine doing another job now. If you would have asked me 4 years ago, would you run a domestic violence shelter? I would say, no, that'd be terrible. And now I do it every day, and I love it. And I'm just thankful for our team. I'm thankful for our community, thankful for all of our partners, and I just thank God.
Well, I agree. I thank God too. Just to be able to live in Lawrence County. That's my every day I wake up. Thank you, Lord. I live in Lawrence County because it's a great community. So also, this is new news. The shelter is going to be partnering with the Dave Ray Show as a premier partner. So if you want to learn more about the organization, you can go to thedaverayshow.com/theshelter to learn more and even to donate.
Yeah, that's right.
Anything else you want to add?
Nope.
All right. Well, I hope to see you at the partnership dinner. I'm going to try to be there this year. It's going to be.
You're going to be there.
Yes, I'm going to be there. So we hope you're going to be there too. So, and come back and see us. Come back on the show and tell us about maybe the house that you've secured in a couple of months.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's awesome. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Tune in next Friday on Facebook, YouTube, and thedaverayShow.com.